You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows like the one you're about to enjoy, visit electronicmediacollective.com. And now, our feature presentation.
The following broadcast is brought to you by Marked Out Wrestling Podcast. Marked Out Wrestling Podcast is not affiliated, nor do our opinions reflect those of WWE, NXT, TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, or any other professional wrestling promotion.
Gather one, gather all, smart marks of the world, unite.
This is SmackDown.
And now for the most opinionated man in the world. A guy who got no match predictions right at WrestleMania. Known to be a chauvinist a majority of the time. He believes in karma, yet violates it every day. You either agree with him or you're wrong, basically.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Here is the Jew who leads the crew. Adam Bond.
Well, welcome to SmackDown. We don't have 7 hosts tonight. This show might run smoothly. All I gotta do is make sure that my board operator and my call-in guy don't get in too big of a thing.
Fuck you, Bob.
That's what I got my heavy to my left here, Brian, for. You'll separate them. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing very well.
Stevie straight across from me. How's it going, buddy?
What's going on, man?
All right. And, of course, I said Rob's on the board.
I'm here, yes.
And courtesy of the You Record fan line from Memphis, Tennessee, where SmackDown will be next week. Bob, welcome.
What's up, man?
Not much.
Always comes into it so just
so dry.
So it's like, yeah, he's excited. No, he's not. Right.
It's
Dude, look, I'm here to make this show better than the shit that was done last night.
Wow.
Yeah. We were all in roles we weren't expecting last night.
Yeah, I mean, I had to dip out like 30 minutes before go time because unfortunate shit happened. Everything's okay though.
And quickly, while we're talking about that, apparently the "Help Me Rhonda" segment that Rob was talking about.
So we were watching that women's segment last night on Raw, and
I just took your sheet and saw it written down there.
Let me finish before you start, explaining away everything. So we were watching the women's segment, and it was like in. Medine, I said, man, this is some shit. This is some garbage right here. And Medine said it'll change once Ronda Rousey gets signed to the WWE. So I'm like, okay, category number 3 is Help Me Ronda. And the category was supposed to be about how, if it happens and how Ronda Rousey might affect the WWE roster, the women moving forward. And you literally mentioned nothing about Ronda Rousey with the category title, Help Me Ronda.
I thought you were just giving the Beach Boys a nod or something.
We never put that reference together. I guess
Yeah.
Medine, you know how he speaks.
Yeah, and Medine was useless if you were relying on him to put the reference together. So
I'm excited to listen to it.
Yeah, it's pure garbage.
Yeah,
so.
man.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of people listening on the board at one time, like 80-plus viewers.
Speaking of the board, we got Noah is on the board.
Good segue.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Juan is there. Upload testing house. Mike Smith is back with us.
What's up, Mike?
John Estrada, I see his name floating around there. Green and Gold was on there at one point. Maybe
Green and Gold.
Still there. Trollberg is obviously, he got his mother's computer. And Daniel Price there. And we got a full board tonight, guys. And
Daniel Price was on fire last night.
Yeah,
by the way,
I heard,
he would support your little taker theories going on.
Dude, I got some good theories. We can get into them, but let's do a little housekeeping. How about that?
All right.
Housekeeping?
No, thank you. Sleeping.
Housekeeping?
You come back in an hour.
Here are your Marked Out Wrestling housekeeping notes. Subscribe to our YouTube page, Marked Out Pro Wrestling Podcast, and listen to our live reaction shows throughout the week. Monday Night Rawsome, following Raw every Monday at 11:30 p.m. Tuesday night SmackDown, following SmackDown Live every Tuesday at 11 p.m. NXT Takedown every Thursday at 2 p.m. Special live shows Sunday nights after every WWE pay-per-view. You can download our podcast on Podbean, iTunes, and other podcast providers the day after each WWE event. Follow us on Twitter and check chat with us throughout the week at Smart Mark Show. Send your thoughts and opinions via our email, markedoutpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us to get a better look inside our faction on Instagram at markedoutwrestling. Call us during a live broadcast or leave a message for a future show on our U Record Studios fan line, 704-444-0084. Like us on Facebook to argue politics and religion at facebook.com/markedout1. That's marked out the number 1. Finally, see what is coming up throughout the week on our website, www.markedoutwrestling.com. Get connected.
Mister, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna kick 100% of your ass!
Can you dig it, sucker?
All right, but before Brian jumps into the Mud Report, I just want to say this. I have heard your complaints.
That's so long.
Not only from my own crew here, but from everybody out there in podcasts and fucking YouTube land. After the 1 year anniversary show, we're gonna have a lot of new sounds and not a lot of new themes and stuff. We're doing a lot of reworks. I'm gonna shorten the housekeeping, and Noah, I will bring back the goddamn thing about jerking off and shit with the. I'll bring it back.
Do you have to have the entire comedy bit in there? All right.
Bob, it was the only part that was good about it. The rest of it's just trying to
leave it alone,
8
Bob.
minutes of recording.
All right. Anyway, Mud Report.
You can come down here and do the fucking production.
Brian, I hear you got some good stuff this week. You got really excited. You took some Quaaludes before the show.
I did.
All right.
I did.
We're going to let it breathe for a second, and then you need to take over and wow us.
Ooh.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty,
There's your cue, buddy. What do you got?
So first, I want to start out with we got our guys Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Most recently, they were on the Sam Roberts Wrestling podcast, and they had some good things to say about their WWE career so far. Kind of everything that we've all been saying, very up and down, start and stop.
I would think they'd be kind of bitter.
I would think they would hate it.
Well,
yeah. The money's good, and he's got a hot Asian wife, so
right. But one of the things that they pointed out was that when Finn comes back, is that they already were very outspoken, and they said that they actually pitched it, is that they wanted to reunite with Finn and kind of get the original Bullet Club together back in WWE.
Yeah, they were complaining basically that they weren't listening to any of their pitches for ideas.
And
for
I mean,
their
it kind of
characters.
makes sense. I mean, considering what we've kind of seen, how they've been kind of treated on TV lately.
It's better
Not
than
lately,
being,
just since they've been here. Really,
it's better than being the bridesmaids constantly.
It's true.
I mean, that's not working.
No.
Speaking of the club, wasn't there somebody else club-worthy on your list?
Club-worthy. I'll get to that later.
Oh,
I'll get to that later.
That's another story.
What's that?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Please, that's fine.
I'm just agreeing with you.
This
okay.
is tantalizing.
And then one of the things also,
Shut up, Rob.
we have more details have come out about Goldberg's contract. So we have him signed on for Fastlane, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania, and apparently he's going to be on TV.
Are they still doing Fastlane? Because Elimination Chamber is what they had listed.
That's what they had advertised.
They better not have gotten rid of that because they were teasing Chamber, ever since Survivor Series when you looked at the lineup for the coming months.
Well, I would say if you looked at an earlier lineup of the pay-per-views, chances are they're gonna a lot of the shit they might have been promoting is not gonna happen. They're gonna cut the pay-per-views back a lot this year. I really believe that.
Well,
So
still
there's going to be fewer pay-per-views.
Elimination Chamber is
much.
something they need to bring back.
Yeah, they
just
definitely need
once
to
a
bring
year.
that back.
Oh, I don't disagree. Yeah.
I don't want to see 10 Royal Rumbles, but I want to see one every year.
I
And
say-
Elimination Chamber is the same way.
You can drop TLC, get back, bring Chamber back.
There you go.
I agree.
No, don't drop TLC. That's
No, you keep the TLC match. You drop the
Sprinkle it into
whole
different
pay-per-view
events.
Yeah, don't-
Yeah.
Oh, see, actually, I like the event.
Really?
You like the
Yeah.
It's stale more than anything else because
and the
it's
chair match is always the big
but
loser.
and it's so redundant. I mean, they tried to do the stair match just to
Yeah,
try
it
to
was
mix
tables,
it up.
ladders,
They
and
did that
stairs
one
one
year.
year.
I know,
They
but
did that 1 year.
to try to mix it up, and it was garbage. All I'm saying is TLC itself is a gimmick match, and you take one match and you extend that gimmick the whole night, you're gonna have a hard time one-upping the one match before you because it's just not. It's
It's like Extreme Rules. To me, it's redundant because it's
So
just like Extreme
Rules. Go the
Rules.
fuck away because didn't they have 1 year they had Extreme Rules and not one match was no disqualification.
Oh,
Sounds about
probably.
right.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's something they would do.
Yeah.
What else you got, Brian?
And then a little bit of TNA news. Jeff Jarrett, he is back with TNA.
Oh, bro.
Not,
Oh, yeah.
not,
Rob, you
not
love him.
full time, not
I
full time.
give a
Just
shit.
His title is executive consultant, whatever
executive ass face
that means.
Yeah, it means
obviously,
he gets blowjobs in the bathroom.
One of the founders of TNA, out in 2013, came back a year later for the Hall of Fame.
Poor man's
Bob, what do you got?
man.
So y'all really hate Jeff Jarrett.
I do.
I have nothing wrong with it.
With an absolute fucking
I'm
passion.
indifferent. I never was a big fan, but
yeah, I'm the same as
I
you.
was never a big fan of the whole slap nuts period during WCW.
Yeah,
I think I'm the only one among us that truly just despises him.
Yeah.
The time period where TNA was looking like he was going to become a legitimate competitor, that was all him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's fine, but I've hated him for so long that I don't give a shit. He could cure cancer, and I would be like, well, that's awesome, but he's a fuckface.
Oh, so it's like a Roman Reigns irrational bullshit thing?
No, I have legitimate reasons for Roman Reigns. For fucking Jared,
well, got cool kids and all that, but yeah.
Okay, whatever. But for,
all right,
but for,
I got to separate you guys again.
Let
Brian finish the segment.
Can I finish
damn
my
it.
sentence, please?
No, let him go. Let him go, man.
I'm just saying, for Jared, it is a legitimate. I really have no legitimate reason. I've just always despised his ass.
Yeah, he's a wife stealer.
So he did the
the
heel
only
job
reason
well.
I don't like him. Brian, what else you got?
And lastly, we're gonna leave it with our boy and elite member Kenny Omega. So we were saying that there were kind of rumblings. He already tweeted out that he was going to be taking a break from New Japan for a little bit. Turns out a little bit more details have come out about his contract. He's going to be actually there till January 31st, which will go through the Royal Rumble. So there will be
but when we talked about it last night, they said that they tape a month out. So his contract goes through the 31st, but they probably already recorded a decent amount of that. If he's not even,
how does it?
No, he's been off of a lot of their cards. For the ones that they just announced. I forget what the names are. I'll have to check on it. But I know they just announced one of their cards for it, and they left him off completely.
Well, you know what?
Are you yawning, Bob?
How severe of a penalty would it be if he just said "fuck it" and went to WWE anyway? Violated his contract.
I don't think anyone's ever done that.
I don't think
buy him out. Yeah.
Well, if there's not a no compete clause, then there's no.
Or
reason
maybe they bridge a relationship with New Japan. It's a whole new thing. Who knows?
Maybe I wouldn't burn that bridge if I was him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Do you guys really think Kenny Omega would premiere anywhere but NXT?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I do.
I don't.
Right now,
especially after that match they just had.
AJ Styles premiered right in fucking.
AJ Styles was a known major name in the U.S.
He may show up at Rumble.
That's the one thing that Omega does lack, and Bob's right.
You're right. Okay.
Yeah, maybe that's part of why Shinsuke had to go through NXT. So maybe.
Yeah, that's exactly
right.
why Shinsuke had to go to NXT.
And Kenny Omega could go through the NXT card first and have amazing matches with like Nakamura and stuff. So it might be smart.
Help push that younger talent.
Was that it, Brian? That's it?
Yeah, that's all I got, man.
All right. I guess we're going to move on.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, that's you, Rob.
This day in wrestling history.
I fucking hate you for this one.
All right, so I got a couple quick things for us. The first one,
we want to welcome Jason Hahn and Ginger Claus. If I said it, I hope I said it right.
Ginger Claus.
Welcome
Ginger
to the show,
Claus.
as well as Trauma Caspian is on there as well. Good to have you guys. Go ahead.
welcome. 17 years ago today on Nitro in Uniondale, New York, WCW champion Bret Hart and Kevin Nash fought to a no contest. It would be Bret Hart's final match as a full-time performer. Hart was suffering from post-concussion syndrome, as we know, in the wake of the Goldberg kick at Starrcade, which was 2 weeks earlier. Hart would work through the concussion, including doing a hardcore match with your boy, Brian Terry Funk, on the January 4th taping of Thunder. He appeared sporadically. They then fired him because of an inactivity clause. Bret retired. He suffered a stroke in 2002. He got inducted in the Hall of Fame in 2006. Beat Vince's ass in 2010, et cetera, et cetera.
Bret was suffering from a should have retired 3 years earlier fucking disease. That's what it was.
So, that's a big day, though, at least, that it was his final match. This is a legit, first ballot Hall of Famer, so I wanted to mention it.
Yeah, big day.
The other thing of note is 11 years ago today, at SmackDown taping, two championships changed hands, sort of. Both were vacated due to injury, so very odd there. The show opens with Batista vacating his World Heavyweight Championship 2 days after he tore his tricep in a match against Mark Henry. I don't know if anyone even remembers this shit.
Nope.
But,
no.
But it ended
Thanks for
Batista's...
reminding me.
Oh, I do remember he had his shoulder taped up for a while when he was hanging out with Rey Mysterio.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's when he came back. It ended Batista's 282-day run as world champion the longest since the championship was reintroduced in 2002, and the longest in the title's history. General Manager Theodore Long would come out, announce a 20-man battle royal, and Kurt Angle would become the new champ in that battle royal. Kurt Angle was on Raw at the time, so it was one of those jump ship from the other in the brand split. The thing that's worth mentioning, though, on the night is it was the finals of the second best-of-7 series between Benoit and Booker, the first, of course, in WCW. This one, again, though, for the United States Championship. What's noteworthy, and I don't know if you guys remember this.
No, what?
But Randy Orton replaced Booker T in the final match in the seventh match of the series.
I was not watching them, but that is spectacular.
Booker was injured, and Orton beat Benoit and won the title for Booker. It was really fucked up story, right?
Yeah,
it was a miserable best of 7. They tried to recreate that amazing series they had in WCW, and it was painful to fucking watch.
Yeah, it was a poor man's version for sure. What's on the board?
Juan says, on this day in wrestling, Mae Young made a comeback. She made her comeback SmackDown tonight. So
we'll
get
to that. Yeah.
I missed something. Okay, never mind.
All right. Well, in any
Thanks,
event,
Juan.
we're gonna go on.
We might be on Bob's thing. So.
I hopefully I don't have to separate you guys, but Bob, Rob,
bring it, motherfucker.
Did that shit happen?
So do I get a 20-minute intro music bit? No? Okay, cool.
No. You get one as long as your micro penis. Over.
Oh.
Okay. So Apollo Crews, Rhino, and Mojo Rawley, fresh off their big backstage segment last week, were used this week to sell the new line of spicy tacos for Taco Bell.
Fuck yeah, that happened.
No, that shit didn't happen.
We fast forward through commercials.
Only
I
Apollo
didn't
Crews
know.
appeared on the show, and he got hit with a chair 3 times.
Had to bring that up. All right, go ahead.
Miz announced his rematch clause for the IC against Ambrose at the Rumble.
That did not happen.
Didn't happen. Actually, him and Ambrose both announced they were going into the Rumble itself.
Okay. Well, that means it's going to be about 20 minutes longer now.
Okay.
And the Wyatts regained their titles.
I know there was going to be a match, and I'm going to say that did not happen.
It did not happen.
All right.
Good call.
It was actually a decent match with a shitty ending.
Well, that's WWE. So
yeah, as shitty as the ending was the previous week is what I think. Is that it, Bob? Is that all you got?
You told me I had to limit it to 3, asshole.
All right, asshole.
All right, assholes.
Let's take it on.
Berto says,
ask me every goddamn time if I'm finished after you.
What you need to make a good SmackDown is your 3 key ingredients.
So, Berto,
it's 3 key ingredients. What is Berto saying that's so important?
Berto said, where the fuck did it go? Hold on.
Stellar.
Dude, I'm sorry.
Stellar way to halt the big subject.
Swipe right.
They came in with a whole. They came in with a whole bunch of flood. All right, no, fuck it. Go ahead.
All right, yeah,
taking over.
Thank you, Rob. Back to you, Adam. Anyway, 3 key ingredients tonight. Number 1,
they took your job.
They took your job.
Number 2, participating Miz, and number 3, how to kill a push. Let's get it started.
Number 1.
They took her job.
So there's a couple different ways to look at this, but Dolph Ziggler and Randy Orton taking the job, getting pinned 1, 2, 3, 2 weeks in a row now.
Not a familiar thing.
You know, former champions. I know there was a little bit of whatever hook or crook in the end of the Wyatt one for Randy to get set up for the pin, but Dolph lost clean to Kalisto.
But maybe that added to the heel turn that he's doing.
Yeah, wait a second. No, he didn't lose clean. He hit him with a chair and he got DQ'd.
Did I accidentally eat some shrooms before we started?
No, he got pinned and then he got pissed, went out and grabbed the chair. Did you miss that, Brian?
That's right when I was walking in.
But it added fuel to the fire. Maybe that was a needed thing.
Hey, Dolph Ziggler has gone from a IC run to a championship match to getting jobbed out 2 weeks in a row.
Pause so I can edit it out later. Ginger Claus is Brennan Bread. Thank you. Thank you, Brennan.
Okay.
All right, Brennan.
Okay.
All right.
What were you saying, Bob?
It looks like Dolph is going back to the one thing he's actually really good at, which is developing talent. It looks like his job is now going to be to put over
Apollo.
Little Lashley and Kalisto until they can figure out what to do with him.
Little Lashley.
So could he
Apollo
be like
Crews?
a heel stepping stone, kind of like kind of like the Miz be the next level, and then
Yeah.
right.
I don't.
Like, I'm not thrilled with it, and I think it's a waste of really good talent.
It's a waste of a great in-ring worker. It's surprising. Whenever he had a handler, I felt he was better. Whether it was Vicky, AJ, whoever, I felt it just worked better for his character.
He so fucking bores me. I don't care if it's heel or
Why
face.
wouldn't they put Carmella with him instead of with James Ellsworth?
I mean, that's a whole discussion on
No,
itself.
because
I'm gonna wait for that.
Because that is so fucking unlikely.
Well, no,
That's
I'm
a
saying if
perfect
you
bet.
want somebody to try and help your career, James Ellsworth is a sinking ship.
Well, that's
So you're gonna hitch your wagon with Carmella? I mean, no offense to her,
No,
but
I'm
I mean,
just
she's
saying.
relatively new.
Look, they had
way
to,
to help a young person. He
they
should
had
put
to
over
figure
like
out
that.
they had to figure out how to use Ellsworth for as long as they signed him. So let's throw him one of the hot chicks, and people are like, what the fuck, and then they can talk about it on their podcast or whatever.
When does this contract run out?
Yeah,
Oh, shit.
Ziggler. I don't know. Even if you gave Ziggler somebody to be a handler or a valet, he just bores me, man. He just his move set, he's such a fucking broken record. He really is.
I disagree.
He's really, I
disagree?
This is one time
Yeah.
you're just wrong.
Oh, yeah. In the ring.
I don't think. Okay, now
yeah.
wait. I will say I agree with you with the broken record part being, it's the same. Like, I'm an underdog and I'm gonna fight my way back up, and nobody respects me. But like, unfortunately, he's had to say that shit so often that it no longer has any
Well, 'cause he
meaning.
could
and
never
it's killed
back
his
it up.
ability to deliver quality promos.
It's not just
in ring though. That
Yeah.
dude's fucking money.
Oh,
every
yeah,
time.
I can't
Number-
argue with that.
Number one, it's not just that he always plays that character. Sometimes when somebody loses a match, or even wins the match, they always win it in the same fucking way. And he always does it with his left hand kind of over his head, his right arm tucked into his belly, holding it all tight like he's in pain. Just like, oh, God, I can't believe I made it and I won it.
And he also does a lot of matches where he hits the super kick and falls on them for the pin.
Well, yeah, he's just it's too fucking much, and I see it all the time. And you know what? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just blind here. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong, Bob. But when I watch Dolph Ziggler matches,
I'm 100% sure of that.
all right. But when I watch Dolph Ziggler matches, okay, he's quick. He fucking runs around all like a little pissed off chihuahua. I get that. That's fine. He's quick. But as far as his
Pissed off chihuahua.
I've seen him
Accurate.
I've seen him do some decent wrestling moves, but it's still his normal moveset to me is so predictable and so fucking boring, and I'm just over it. He bores the shit
Dude,
out.
No, let
he's
Brian
on the one-trick pony.
chime in for a second, Bob. Brian, what do you got?
I was just gonna say, what if they do throw someone else? Like, what if they do throw a manager with him? I mean, what would that do? Would that change your guys' opinion on
Not
him
mine.
on his heel turn?
Not
Or
mine.
He was way better with a manager. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
His character is what
I give
needs
Rob
work.
a lot of shit. I agree with most of what he's saying, but I think Rob has pegged him as a one-trick pony, and he's like
He
a three-trick pony, but one of those tricks he has fucking used
No,
to death.
I think my problem with Dolph Ziggler is that I started watching wrestling again in 2013, I think, and I didn't see any of his old heel time and all of his Vicky moments and all of his AJ Lee.
He had Big E as his heavy for a little while.
I didn't see most of his career, and what I came into was this version, and this is all I've seen. So to me,
he's not a
Fair
good
enough.
face.
Yeah.
The past 4 years have been a dramatic letdown from the promise he showed in the first 6.
He needs
Stevie,
to
what
change.
were you
He
saying?
needs to change his look overall, kind of almost like the Usos did.
Do you
Just
remember when he
go
did that
drastic
though?
with it.
He went really dark for
Not
like
even
1 week. He dyed
long
his hair
hair and all
completely
that shit.
black, and then the next week he was back to blonde. It was like just
Great, it was
1
like,
week.
nope.
back in black.
Yeah,
well, no,
they
because
didn't like
I
that.
thought it was John Morrison in the ring. Like I was so confused when I turned it on or came back into the ring or whatever I was doing. I was like, is that John Morrison?
I
back?
mean, maybe he could do it now with a new heel turn. I mean, I'm all for it. I love when guys, especially someone like him, where he's kind of been doing, like you said, the same kind of thing. So
cheesy,
change it
yeah.
up. Take a risk. Why not?
All right,
You're
well,
not going anywhere.
Anything from the board before we move on?
We got, Noah's saying Ziggler is good at playing a sympathetic character. That's it, in his opinion. They're all talking, some good stuff. Nothing not really jumping at me.
All right, then. Number two, participating Miz. So Ambrose gave Miz a participation award and a little play on words. Miz is now in the Rumble.
Participating in the Rumble.
Yeah, I think Miz, to me, is my dark horse if there's a SmackDown winner. I don't know that they'd give it to him, but this would be the hell of a push that he deserves after being the top heel all year long.
So now he's out of the IC picture.
Right.
That's gonna be the
and this vaults him.
We were talking about this earlier, and I got a little. I was just kind of in that savant moment today where I was throwing shit up on the board, doing fucking webs and all kinds of
Jackson Pollock moment.
Right.
Brian made a really cool meme.
Yeah. Pepe Sylvia.
Yeah, he posted. I don't give a shit. So,
do it.
Anyway, so
Rob's into the spectrum was going off.
Well, here's my deal, and we had a brief discussion before we went on air about it. Is Taker being inserted into the Royal Rumble adds so much parity and so much uncertainty to this Rumble, in my opinion. I mean, there's literally 12 people involved in this web of storylines that can go so many different ways because of Taker's entry. And the point I bring that up, we were talking about here just now, is I really think because we were saying that Miz and Braun could be really good dark horses. We like to see it win. But with Taker, he elevates this Mania to another level, and there's so many big names in it as well. I think Miz has unfortunately been pushed out of the conversation.
Okay, now when you say that, how unpredictable it is right now. The second the Rumble ends, we start to see the blueprints of the true road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
I love the unpredictability every fucking year. That's why Royal Rumble is my favorite. I love the unpredictability going in, but I hate how quickly sometimes they give away almost their entire card of WrestleMania. Like, we're like, oh, there's 3 main events we can predict. Here's 3 undercard matches. Like, and we'll be predicting these before Fastlane even takes place.
Right.
And we'll probably get a lot of them right. That's why I like the Chamber in there, too, because it changed the game, because you got 6 guys that could walk away with the belt. I wish they would do more of that, because when you have this right now, Rob, as excited as you are, you're going to start eliminating little bubbles here and there.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to go down from 11 or 12 to 8 to 5
or
to
it could stay
3.
static. I could add something could be added. I'm like, Samoa Joe makes an early appearance. Oh my God, what does that mean?
Right.
You know,
it's possible.
Yeah, I don't think if he does.
Well, no, not. I mean, he might make a surprise appearance.
But what I'm
he
saying,
go against Taker.
whether he comes in or not, it is still a viable storyline that could happen for this Rumble. To me, this is the most exciting Rumble I've been preparing for since I can remember, honestly. Because
this Rumble has potential to be everything we want it to be. Because Adam says that the last 2 years are not predictable, but
very much
the reason why everybody booed the 2 people who won was because that was who we knew were going to win.
Yeah, Batista and Roman, you knew they were going to win.
No, that was
Triple H.
That's
Triple H,
2 and
right.
3 years
Triple
ago.
H.
Triple H last year, I did not see coming.
Put him on that
All right,
list.
Triple H was a wild card, Bob. He is right there.
He's not on there?
I did not
I'm
see
sorry,
it.
I'm sorry, not last year, year before last.
Yeah, the
Okay.
2 years before that with Roman and Batista.
The Roman and the Batista one.
Yeah. Very fucking predictable.
Last year was a little out of nowhere to me because I didn't think, oh, wow, Hunter's
that
just
was
going
a
to come in
shocker.
and take the belt.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to, since you brought that up, that I wanted to mention, we kind of talked about it off air, me, Stevie, and Brian, but Bob and Rob, I want kind of your take on it. Do you think this is going to be one of those years where they announce number 1 or number 30 before the match starts?
I don't think
so at all.
They shouldn't.
He wants to know what number 30
Well,
is.
no, because they almost teased it a little bit with Taker
Yeah.
last night. I almost thought he was going to say, something about the number, or somebody was going to say something.
I know Vince did it when he
Unless
was in
they
it.
do some shit like on a going home show where it's like, Stephanie says, you 2 fight, winners number
That could
1
happen
and
on the
lose,
going home show.
Right, at the very end.
Yeah, and that would be fine. But I think with this Rumble, with as much as they got going on, and they have a lot going on for this Rumble.
They do.
As much as you might hate the weekly product that they're putting out from time to time, you have to admit that they are doing the Rumble right this year. And 1 second, Brian.
Yep.
And I think it would be a mistake to do too much. At this point, I'm almost like, okay, put on the brake a little bit.
It would
pump
be
the
a
brakes.
mistake to do too many matches prior to it.
Well, no, I don't even care about that. I'm talking about the Rumble in the storylines. It's everything that ensues itself. I'm saying if you start adding a bunch of gimmicky, stupid shit to it, you're going to ruin. Because right now, I'm excited about Rumble. And I'm afraid that WWE is going to be WWE, and they're going to do 1 or 2 little stupid things here to try to do some more, and it's going to ruin it.
That's kind of where I was thinking. I mean, this is maybe one of the reasons why this seems like it's such a good Rumble is because there's really no authority figure that's kind of overhanging that we think that can, the Rumble can kind of be crooked or kind of just stolen.
But at the
So
same
Roman
time,
kill the Rumble besides Cena winning.
Well, and the roster's big enough. There's no room for gimmicky stuff.
And
like
before-
Hornswoggle at 9. You know,
Right.
you probably won't
It
be
seems
seeing that
like
this
it's
year.
very competitive.
There's going to be a lot of good talent.
And the one thing
I think the ring gets cleared out twice. Once when Brock and Goldberg are in there, and another time when Braun and Undertaker are in there.
Okay, well, one of the things that I think is I just want to cite, because everybody's saying how excited they are for the Rumble. We are seeing 2 main event matches, not counting the Rumble itself, that are the 4th or 5th time they're fighting. 4th for Cena and AJ, and the 5th for Roman and KO. So, I mean, I'm excited for the Rumble match itself. I am not at all looking forward to the undercard.
No, I'm not either. They've said
they announced tonight that it's they added another match. It's Swan versus Neville for the cruiserweight.
That's fine.
Which I think will be a good match.
I wrote that down already.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. That's a decent match for a pay-per-view. It doesn't fuck with the Rumble at all. Doesn't fuck with the outcome of the Rumble.
Stuff.
Yeah. Showcase them.
The Roman KO is. I'm both terrified of that match.
Yes.
And annoyed by that match.
Okay, so yeah, because they took the title off of him, and it's just
yeah, they did.
They're just going to share the U.S. title now.
I don't know. We're going to get too far off topic if we go down that bullet path. What's the board say?
A lot of really good points here. Stuff about Roman and Braun and Roman should fight at WrestleMania. I don't know about maybe. And some stuff, it's going to be Reigns or Cena versus Taker at Mania is a prediction from Daniel Price. Berto said, "Let the Rumble happen. Stop predicting things that are going to happen. It's okay to hope for something, but stop predicting." No, I'm not predicting.
Yeah, this is an entertainment show. We kind of have to.
Well, we kind of have to go down every ep.
Not even that. I'm a Smart Mark wrestling fan.
Yeah, we're analyzing scenarios.
We can't help.
Yeah.
What would happen if this person won? We're not necessarily predicting.
I don't really believe that somebody's being strung up by the Undertaker and caught on fire. I'm more excited about how the consequence of that affects the storyline moving forward.
Especially because we're going to Mania.
Right. Exactly. Another good point for me. Rumble right now it's making my fucking crime-solving gene fucking just flip out, and I'm loving it.
Encyclopedia
But
Rob.
you know what?
As long as they answer it in Cena
so
at the
much
end, right?
Open excitement
that you're going to be let down?
Yeah.
That I'm not expecting a great Mania this year. I think Mania is going to have some savage letdowns.
Well,
thanks, Bob. Thanks for Bob.
Last year kind of did.
No, because the last few times they've had these amazing build-ups in Mania. In Rumble, the Mania that came afterward was just not that good.
No, I think it's going to be a really good. I think it's going to be a great Mania.
And this was the subject, by the way, that me and Bob before the show talked about. Yeah, this will be a quick topic, and we went way into it with discussion. I knew it was going to happen.
We didn't even talk about it. We didn't even talk about the actual topic. We just
no. That's what I'm saying.
Off the rails.
Well, no, I knew it was going to spark a good discussion.
Yeah.
Number 3.
How to kill a push. Last week I was praising Baron Corbin. He had 2 good matches in a row. This week he gets used to get some ring rust off of John Cena, who didn't look great. Couldn't even take a turnbuckle, move.
Does it really hurt Corbin? I mean,
it kills his push
back and
because
forth
Cena had a bad match and he jobbed to him. He lost.
It's almost like a rite of passage, though, to kind of go through Cena. So,
but
you look at it that way,
it's a rite of passage for Cena to come back and kill a guy's push. That's what this is, Brian. And this has happened way too often.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can say that yet, but it could happen.
Yeah, don't forget that Cena is notorious for taking out young talent. He was supposed to lose in the WWE versus Nexus match. Barrett was supposed to win that, and he called an audible and won the match after no-selling Barrett's finisher.
And
Cena does this shit routinely.
His even his promo tonight for the build-up for the Corbin match, he just seems so invested and his words just so convincing because Corbin isn't any kind of threat.
Even the rhyming part of him came out tonight.
Right.
Yeah, he again teased tonight, Rob, just so you know, with the rhyming, he teased old heel Cena, the very original debut that they squashed pretty quickly and went to this style Cena.
It figures even with Cena, his heel turn is robotic.
It's endless.
But
it's going to take
heel,
forever.
I'm going to give you 35 teases, and then I'm going to do it, kind of.
Maybe that's what he does to Nikki. We might have a baby. No.
Chain gang.
I might give you a baby.
It's going to be the greatest shit ever.
I might give you a baby. No.
Thug life, Rob.
I do.
Quick shout! If anyone out there other than JD cares, we kept watching the commercials. But Paige's story about her neck injury and stuff is all on Total Diva tomorrow.
Oh.
It's like all Paige-centric episode.
You going to get totally diva?
No, I just want to get some more Paige love.
DVR it, light some candles.
Yeah. What's the
There's some
board
hope
saying?
Trauma had a good question here, but kind of a rhetorical, I think. He says, when is the last time that WrestleMania was actually one of the top 5 pay-per-views of the year, going back to our conversation about how good Mania will be or won't be? And
okay, 30 for sure.
30 was awesome.
Yeah, there's been some matches that would rank in the top matches of the year category contender, but not for the pay-per-view. I think he's right.
I think 31 was garbage.
Oh, yeah.
31 was bad.
Was that the one
Which
that Daniel
one had
Bryan
the
won
fucking-
too?
No.
Yeah, which one was the one that was the outdoor one with the fucking Terminator
That was
thing?
31. That was the last one.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the fucking garbage one.
Yeah.
What was the
horrible.
one with 2 Daniel Bryan matches, one against Triple H?
That was 30. That was a great WrestleMania.
That was 30. Last year was not bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't a bad
The
one.
Sting and Hunter match, that was disappointing.
The giant
and
box of bootios. Come on.
Well, that was good. That was good. But the Sting Hunter match was horrible.
I didn't like the end of 30. I think that's why I didn't
Some
like it
memorable
so much.
points,
You didn't
but
like the end
nothing
of 30?
really that sticks.
Batista tapping out. And
No, but Daniel Bryan, it was because they gave Batista the Rumble that they were fixing it at Mania. It was so obvious what was going to happen.
It was
there was no.
WrestleMania. I was there for that one. I was in that
Yeah,
arena.
you jinxed the Undertaker. I know you were there.
Well, the only thing that saved.
No, that was my wife.
That's
my wife's fault.
Only thing that saves 31 was Seth Rollins cashing in. That's the only thing that saved it.
That's what
again,
everyone remembers about it.
And we went off air
what I'm
more
going to
excited about that and marking out than we did about Daniel Bryan tapping, is what I'm saying. 30 had a great undercard and a lot of good matches, but that ending was just, I wasn't shocked in any way.
No,
I saw it coming.
I actually kind of
It
was.
wasn't shocking, but it was a great match with one of the best feel-good endings any Mania has ever had.
Yeah,
I guess so. It was better than Roman celebrating.
I agree with Bob there. I look at what they're setting up now, and I'm really excited about Mania. There's a lot of firepower right now.
Well, part of our excitement though is going, us being there.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome too. But there was a lot of firepower for this
and
Mania
coming back that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, there should be
just
some
gotta
really
keep our
good
fingers
matches.
crossed over injuries. No
I'm just
injuries.
hoping they don't do some, like, we don't have anything for Brock and Dean to do, so we're going to put them in a match. I hope they don't throw together, like, 2 guys like they did last year with them, because they were like, we didn't write anything for you guys. Sorry, why don't you fight each other?
Yeah.
I mean, there's still possibilities that we haven't even seen someone, they're not even on
Look,
TV
that's my
yet
thing.
that are going to be on the card.
Well, everybody hopes they're going to
Right.
17,
Oh, my God.
but sometimes you end up at 9.
What?
What's that, Bob?
WrestleMania 7. Everybody hopes they're going to WrestleMania 17.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you end up at WrestleMania 9.
Here's my thing: is it add in the rumors that all the rumors we're hearing about people coming back. We know Shelton's coming back. Kurt has pretty much made it almost official, but we're not quite sure in what
Kenny
capacity.
Omega.
Kenny Omega's teased.
Samoa Joe moving
Samoa
up.
Joe's coming. We don't know Nakamura's fate. Bobby
Maybe
Roode.
MMA people like
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, right.
Even Conor McGregor has been teased.
It's a good time to be a mark.
Yeah, I'm saying so. Take that and all the current power. Jericho's having one of his best years as an entertainer.
They've been talking about maybe even the Hardys coming back.
Yeah, and then but KO and AJ and Seth and it's with a few exceptions like Roman and Dean. It just seems like it's gonna be a really
stop.
I love Dean getting
No, you're not gonna slide that fucking in there. Stop lumping Dean in with Roman. Okay, let's just stop.
I'm gonna start calling him a lumpy.
No,
lumpy.
Don't put him in there. Yes, they were in the Shield.
Lumpy Ambrose,
which everybody forgets. Came in with Heyman and Punk, but whatever.
What are we doing next?
Just fucking move on.
Roman got too close to Adam's voice.
Best thing about the brand split.
Yeah, Mike Smith, Shelton Benjamin's coming back. He would have already been back, but he got hurt.
He got hurt after he signed, supposedly.
All right.
Go ahead.
Make my Berto, Punk is never going to come back.
Oh, yeah, Punk's never coming back.
Never.
Nope.
No.
Never.
Never.
Hell will fucking freeze over. Like, Jeff Jarrett or Punk or someone would have to own WWE other than the McMahon family for that to happen.
Posthumous Hall of Fame induction.
Oh, maybe. No,
unless he puts in his will, fuck
no
you,
way.
WWE.
Yeah, no. I think even then, like, AJ wouldn't allow that if she survives.
Because Triple H didn't like him either.
Yeah. The whole thing. I mean, yeah, he didn't get along with Vince or Hunter. There's just no way.
Yeah, and his shoot, his shoot after he left is is just iconic.
Dude,
now.
it got Colt Cabana blacklisted, and he just was part of it. I mean, it was because he had him on the show.
Dude, he did the podcast that resulted in the lawsuit.
Yep.
Well, but still, I mean, if he didn't attach himself to Punk there, he would have stayed clear. The lawsuit probably still would have happened with somebody else, but he didn't have to attach his wagon. We're going to start off with good. Why don't you kick us off, Stevie? I haven't heard your voice enough tonight.
Okay, I'm going with the Ziggler heel turn only if he takes my advice and goes more drastic with it, just full on heel. Yeah. If he keeps that up, I'm all in.
If he changes his fucking haircut, I might give him a shot.
Dude, I just like every week he's going to beat up Apollo and Kalisto. I'm just in favor of that.
Bob will like that.
I'm okay with half of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Brian, good.
I have American Alpha winning for 2 straight weeks in a row. Yeah. I mean, there wasn't really too much to kind of pick from tonight, but I guess out of anything, that would really be the most standout for me.
We talked a lot about Ziggler being good in the ring and not character-wise. Alpha, I did not like the promo, but again, that match was
I didn't
good.
either.
So it's just really weird how I feel about them because they put on a great match, but God, I cannot stand hearing them talk.
It was very produced. I agree.
Oh, my God.
You know what I would like to see, though? I'd like to see them win a match and not Luke Harper fuck up a match.
That would be win legitimately. Bob, what's your good?
John Cena got a legit kick in the mouth tonight.
Yeah,
Corbin was like, fuck it, if I'm going to lose, I'm going to plaster this fucker.
Well, also, if Cena was going to no-sell like he was doing into a turnbuckle and other stuff, then you might as well kick him. Mine is going to be the Wyatt split tease. I thought that was pretty good. You know, the whole confrontation, Bray getting hit. Bray walking away, though, I was like, that's a shitty ending to it. Rob, why don't you go in the board?
We'll just do the board. Let's see here. A couple good comments. Berto's he's butthurt. Berto's butthurt.
Why?
Because I did hit the CM Punk coming back, and like he's not coming back. He's like, fuck off, guys. I don't care if he comes back, but it's cool to think about it. It's what you guys called me out for earlier in thinking ahead. Okay, Berto, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right. You can wish upon a star.
You can think dumb shit all day long if you want.
Shut up.
CM Punk
No,
up there.
Berto has solid points. Don't dismiss them.
No, Berto's right. I came at you hard. My bad, bro.
All right.
Let's see here. Yes, Rob is back. That's right, Juan. I'm back. Any goods on the board? I'm not seeing any goods just yet. Good is Rob being back, says Juan. That's good. Good for Noah. The opening segment, Becky Lynch and her Irish cuteness, Alexa Bliss's derriere, and that Alpha and Wyatt tag match.
We're kind of winning tonight.
Yeah, I like, by the way, that Juan has kind of become a little positive lately.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, it's good. And let's see. They're all talking about Alphas and Shelton and Angle. Good for Daniel Price, the jobber for Carmella, looking like a crazed Peg Bundy.
Yeah.
And Trauma saying the good is Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch steel cage match next week.
Yes, that is a good tease. I was going to mention that later, but they are fighting in a cage next week for the title. I like the way SmackDown, by the way, keeps doing that. They're teasing some match, but the thing is that every week they keep teasing a title match. Like, so every
What's wrong
week.
with that?
Well, because it demeans the rivalry. If they're going to fight on SmackDown, what's the pay-per-view going to be? You know, like, that's what I'm saying. You know, that's why we've seen so many repetitive matches lately, is because they fight on SmackDown for the title, then they fight at the pay-per-view for the title, then they fight at SmackDown for the title.
But you can't have it both ways, because we have been seeing a lot more title changes on TV
Kenny
as opposed
Omega.
to
Kenny Omega.
Or that, right.
The belts at WWE, they're trash.
Yeah. Well,
pass them around.
The colors are trash, so I mean.
Well, the style aside, the style is horrible. But style aside, the prestige of being a champion in WWE, it's like a participation trophy. Everybody's going to get it eventually.
All right. Well, let's go on to bad while we're talking about bad belts. My bad. I'm going to kick it off. That whole Carmella shit, the whole fucking thing, James Ellsworth including. The Peg Bundy look-alike, whatever. Fuck, the whole goddamn thing was a botch shit. She didn't know how to sell. Like, she didn't even know the finisher. Like, who the fuck booked this? Brian.
Yeah, I had specifically the Carmella finish. I don't know whose fault. I mean, it was tough to. We didn't actually. We didn't have the stomach to rewatch it again.
Dude,
but
I didn't want to rewind.
Yeah, no.
I was happy
the finish
it was
was
over.
just, it was a mess.
Oh,
Stevie?
I wish I would have been here.
I had James Ellsworth and Carmella as well. I mean,
See,
and now
it's-
they're going to go on a freaking shopping spree, and he's going to change his look, and God only knows what.
Oh,
the hell
God.
it's like.
Come on! Don't you love those movies where the nerds get all like
No,
done up?
no. This is
No?
this is the one where the
Which
nerd
is gonna
gets invited to
Long
the
Island
circle
fire
jerk.
him or what?
They turn it off and then they turn the lights on, and he's the only one doing it. You know, that's what
Well,
they're
I don't
setting
know,
him
I
up.
don't know what kind of movies you've been watching, but go ahead.
He made
it was
a move
outside
on
Providence.
He made a move on her, and she turned him down.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It was an outside Providence reference.
Yeah.
You missed it.
You watched it.
In any event, Bob, you want to try and get the clean sweep? What's your bad?
Kalisto's attitude, because let's face it, if everyone wants to hit you with the chair, maybe you're the problem.
Wow, that's a PSA for your ass right there.
No, make a lucha thing chair shot go away. Anything on the board, Rob? I'm sure they got something bad.
Oh yeah, there's some bads on there. Let's see, bad for Daniel Price. Corbin being used as grave digging fodder for pebbles. Bad for Noah cunts. For Noah. Sorry, Noah.
Noah Coons.
Super Cena that green as goes shit jobber in the Carmella match. Bob's micro penis being all over. Okay, and Natty and Nikki making okay. Make it
Just so
shitty
we all
matching.
know that Bob's the only one with private parts that has a Twitter page. I'm just saying.
Yeah. John Estrada. I have so many bad jokes in my head. John Estrada, bad isn't. It hasn't happened yet, but Noah's phone call. Juan bad.
Yes.
Juan
Way
says,
to predict, Estrada.
Juan says bad. May Young may come back.
At least Estrada's representing the A-list tonight. I don't know where Hitman is.
We got Carmella. We got Carmella's match. Noah's come back to Estrada. Okay, what's going on with May Young?
There was a jobber tonight. We'll talk. I mean, I don't know if you want to.
No, yeah, I mean, go for it.
She just was awful.
She had a very her look
a
was she wore
distinct
like
look.
It was almost like an old bathing suit.
She
Had
wore
even
the-
the hair, the flip. She looked like a Mae
Bouffant,
Young
I think is what you call
era
it.
wrestler.
It looked like Mae Young in her 50s. Maybe even Moolah a little bit.
She was a throwback, dude.
Definitely
Okay,
throwback, yeah.
Fuck you guys. I'm jumping ahead to my giggity. I actually put CJ Lund.
Giggity.
I'm a fan. No, dude. I'm a fan of throwback style wrestlers.
Of course.
And she even had like the old school women's wrestling stance. Like
Oh, he had a big bush too, right?
Yeah, I was
yeah.
70s
I mean,
style.
I ain't gonna bang one out to her, but I was impressed that somebody put the effort into it.
Wow.
We know what Bob likes anyway.
All right, so let's move on to Glorious. I'm going to kick it off because I had nothing was glorious on this show until Bob just gave me that. Bob saying that about that jobber, that's glorious to me. Good job, Bob. Stevie, what's your glorious?
I mean, I gave mine to AJ. His participation on the announce table. It was really good.
Dude,
He's
is there
calling out
anything
Morrow.
he does wrong?
Attacking Cena perfectly. It was great.
He doesn't do anything wrong. Brian.
I guess it was just Ziggler's heel turn, and they're really giving him a chance to kind of go in that direction. But yeah, I mean, really, not much.
Shut
to choose
up,
from.
Rob. Rob's such a dick tonight.
No.
Bob.
I had nothing glorious for this show until Jack Gallagher on 205 Live.
Yes.
And did y'all hear him describe the I Forfeit match?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an I Quit match where you have to give up the entire rivalry, not just the match.
I really enjoyed it.
And I mean, the way the final line he used was, "If you lose, and you just get over it."
Yeah. I can't wait
It's
for that match.
fucking great.
They've done that rivalry really well for both sides. I'm curious if they put on a great match, both guys will walk out clean. It doesn't matter who the winner is.
Yeah.
Bob already did his. No, sorry, Rob. You and the board, glorious.
The board, Ginger Claus, which is actually Brendan Bread.
Brendan Bread.
He says he feels like a proud dad watching us expand.
Oh, he was one of our back in the day guys.
Yeah, he was.
Is Upload here?
Upload is Upload's here.
Okay.
Let's see here. The glorious Emelita made her debut tonight. No.
Unfortunately, no. I can report that.
She made her debut in Brian's Wet Dream last night.
Upload says Ellsworth is playing the part of Bud Bundy and Carmelo the part of Bobby of Philippus. I don't know. For Married with Children episode, Mystery Skull.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
Glorious for Noah is Rob's rant on the shady local hospital. Yeah.
You saw that?
I'm not going to get into it. My daughter she is fine, but I'm not going to get into that fucking scumbag.
Dude, that was.
By the way, that's
and
the
vicious
hospital
and
I'm supposed
amazing
to.
viewing.
I'm supposed to have my child at that hospital. So.
No, that's a really good hospital for babies being born, just not looking after them afterwards.
Oh, okay. They just don't care once they send you home.
Get him out.
Yeah, get him out. See, Berto, if Kenny Omega debuts on WWE, he will be WWE or Universal Champion in 1 year. Okay. Glorious for Nikki's booty, says upload test. Glorious AJ before match, says green and gold. And glorious return of Gavin Stone, says JD.
Ugh, JD, stop resurrecting that.
All right, move on.
All right, so Giggity Bob already went. I don't even really know her name for mine. I put Daja or Deja or Daisha. I don't know what the fuck her name is, but that interviewer, she's good to look at.
You don't even know her name.
It doesn't matter because she's good to look at.
Oh, my God.
Brian.
Alexa was on TV, right?
Yeah.
I guess her.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Stevie?
So is Maurice. She was on TV, too.
Yeah.
I'll give it to her.
Good one. Rob.
I'm going to go for the former gymnast, now
Stop
champion, that booty dough, Alexa Bliss.
Stop booty doll.
All right.
Don't feed the bears.
That Owens, though. No, what's on the board? Anybody want to be gross?
We went a little bit too fast for the board, I think.
Yeah, because it was just a gross award.
This is their favorite one, though.
Of course.
Is it really?
Adam goes
the
so
Giggity
fast.
Award?
We'll come back to it.
Oh, Giggity, Beckety, of course. Beckety. Giggity is Beckety, of course.
Giggity.
Says no. Dasha Fuentes is growing on me. Says,
that's her name.
Berto.
Dasha
Got
Fuentes.
Hispanic booty doll.
She's actually the sister of Daisy Fuentes.
Is she for real?
No.
Alexa Bliss, Trauma, Caspian.
I just like that name, Fuentes.
If anything unique comes up, I'll let you know.
My friend had a cat named Fuentes.
Booking error of the night.
God damn it.
Having all of you here. Booking error of the night. Stevie, what do you got?
No Undertaker. Last night on Raw, he said he could go anywhere he wants, and he's not tied down to either brand. Why you should have shown up tonight?
No,
Just to
Stevie,
fuck
that
with
was just he said that so that when he can say he's back, he can still just
I
show
knew,
up
I
whenever
just
the
said
fuck
dream.
he wants.
That was my booking.
Let him dream. He knows Punk's not
Damn
coming
it.
back. Let him
All
dream.
right. Bob, your booking error.
My booking error was the ending of the Bray Wyatt match. It was the right ending, but it was really like you could just see the pacing of the match just slow to a crawl, and then just predictable and sloppy. And I didn't like the way. I didn't like the flow of the end.
It was like Rob thinks all Ambrose matches are. Brian,
I don't think
Dude,
they
his
are.
last week was bad.
The planet's warming, Adam. Fucking
Shut up.
True.
We should fast forward the Dean matches.
Yeah, right.
Shut up.
I had
The Mud
I
Monster.
just had the whole Carmella, James Ellsworth, everything. It just was just the whole.
Can I-
It was a
I'll
train
chin
wreck,
everything.
man.
Yeah, I had the same thing. So, Rob, just for the record, you loved the slow-mo matches, but you don't like Dean moving
Because
slow.
they're intentional. They're intentional.
I just think that's funny. You can keep up with your brain on one, but the other,
I
you're
think
like,
you loving Dean as much as you do is funny. But, hey, what are you going to do?
yeah, whatever.
You want the board?
Yeah, sure. Booking error.
Booking here first. Giggity for Jason Hahn, Becky, and what was a good one? He had the MILF. Upload test says the MILF jobber, beautiful and thick, he says. All right, booking error. Excuse me, booking error.
By the way,
Trollberg.
did anybody else notice that JBL called her a different name the entire time?
Oh, I'm not surprised.
I don't listen to JBL.
Yeah.
Booking error for Noah
I
is
did.
Trollberg's whole gimmick and Rob's reading ability. I'm
Yes.
trying to read them fast. Fuck
Yeah. Rob's hooked on phonics.
you. Green and gold booking
Wait.
error. No bra and panties match.
Hey, everybody, I just want to defend Rob for 1 second. His sister said he has a condition.
Okay.
He's retarded.
I am never going to share personal information with any of you motherfuckers again. Jonathan Durant, booking error was Cena burying Alex Riley. Okay. Wow. Upload test. Luke Harper is screwing over Orton more than Ellsworth screwed over Ambrose. Booking
Sure.
error. Alexa Bliss and Becky only having backstage time, says Trauma. And sending that intern to the hardware store to buy Cena shovels, says Daniel Price. So, all right.
Bury him. No, use the backhoe. Cena's got keys to it, I'm sure. Promo of the night. Bob, kick us off.
Promo of the night was Ambrose naming the fucking alligator head Maurice.
That was great. He got an alligator head because he couldn't bring in a real alligator. He didn't have a permit.
No permit.
Wow.
Yeah. Stevie.
Ambrose Asylum, but then a good part two to that. I thought American Alpha was really improved tonight in their promo.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they were decent.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
They're getting better.
I'm not in that boat with you, Stevie.
Okay, well.
All right. If Brian doesn't agree with you,
That was my
wrong.
1B.
So
anyway.
Steve is the band playing on Titanic as it sings.
No, really.
No, he's the 3-man band, and he's Jinder Mahal. What do you got, Brian?
I had Styles on commentary, specifically when he was explaining a sidewalk slam and kind of debating whether or not Corbin's was any different than just a normal sidewalk slam. His deep six, rather, was what he called it.
Okay. Mine, I put Alexa trying to claim last week that she was going undercover to find out who La Luchadora was, and that her sting operation was screwed up by Becky Lynch making her tap out, and she was really just trying to tap out so she could go unmask her. It was like, really, this is just stupid. What do you got there, Rob?
On the board, best promo for, let's see, Noah, Ambrose, and Miz. JD is, I'm not saying it, JD. Berto promo is Meryl Streep. And Trollberg says Ambrose is a modern day honky tonk. All right. Promo for Green and Gold was American Alpha.
Wow.
And yeah.
Ambrose is a modern day honky tonk.
No, he's already got a better resume.
Yeah, I don't agree with that one, but
I don't agree with that at all.
It's from Trollberg. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Let it go.
Okay.
All right. So, opportunity of the night. I'm going to start. Kalisto, move on. I'm going to pull a Medine here. What do you got, Brian?
Baron Corbin had an opportunity to job to John Cena.
Oh, wow. Bob?
I'm going to say Baron Corbin, but Baron Corbin has the opportunity now to show that he can actually – he has an opportunity to impress Vince and Triple H by rebounding properly.
Yeah, but it's 2 weeks
he
into a
took
push.
Bullshit.
It's not like
he took
2
a
months.
bullshit squash tonight, but if he can handle himself properly backstage and use it to rebuild and remotivate, I think that could actually help him out.
Okay, Bob, I got a question since you bring this up. Do you think that there's any way Corbin has a match at WrestleMania other than the Andre Battle Royal?
I could see him winning the Andre Battle Royal again.
Okay, but would he get any other match? Is there any other rivalry or match that's worthy of that card?
Nope.
Okay, so no push, just like we called, number 3.
No, but I mean, if he goes back to back at the Andre, that could be a legit push.
I just lawyered you. Opportunity of the night, Rob. You and the board.
I don't have anything, and the board doesn't really have anything either.
Fuck them.
All right.
The only announcer botch I had tonight was
You didn't get my opportunity.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
fine.
Stevie,
Yeah.
your opportunity to
Jackass.
get skipped. What do you got?
CJ Lund.
Oh.
An opportunity for a MILF to get some airtime, and Bob seems to like her stuff.
And 2 gingers would side together, I guess. Announcer botch gold. The only thing I had tonight was Alexa Bliss calling Becky she said Meryl Streep has nothing on you when she was ranting about something. I don't know. That was all I got. Anybody else had anything?
I got nothing.
Of course.
Morrow called Luke Harper the sinister sequoia.
Yeah.
That one kind of gave me a chuckle.
JBL called the CJ Lund Mae Young's step granddaughter. She looks like the bearded lady. It's the reference he gave to her.
That's right.
So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Rob, did we go too fast? Anybody on the board have anything there?
Ain't got shit.
You know what it's time for then.
And now it's time for a little marked out trivia.
Bob always has to tuck his dick back to say that part.
You know what? Out of all
Can
the
he do
fucking sound bits y'all do, that's actually my favorite one.
As small as
that's
it is.
the only one I like.
And it's the only one you interrupt.
Yeah,
I mean,
as small as it is, can he even bend it to tuck it?
Yeah.
All right. No.
He can be that wrestler tonight.
Thank you, Trollberg.
Anyway. All right, so tonight is part 2 in our last part of the year trivia. I'm going to give you a little something, and you got to tell me what year that happened. So we're gonna
I'm not a fucker.
we're gonna start off.
I really wish you'd do these multiple choice, but all right.
Multiple choice. It'd be within the same 3 years. It's not like I'd give 97, 08,
All right,
12,
come on,
and
ass.
15.
We get it.
What year?
Let's fuck this up.
What year did Kofi Kingston do the handstand walk to avoid elimination? Of course, he got eliminated later. But what year did Kofi do that handstand move that we all kind of marked out in the moment at?
Dude, coming to me first.
Fuck. Oh man,
All right.
this one's hurting me.
You don't have a board, Stevie?
No,
all right.
man.
We're gonna go to Bob first.
Sorry.
Bob, what do you got?
My answer is you've had a chance to do Royal Rumble trivia and you managed to fuck it up.
Wow.
Okay, that was way to shit on everything. Brian, your guess.
2011.
No, I'm sorry. Stevie.
2015?
No.
16?
No.
Oh, was it 13? I was 14.
14, wasn't
It was
it?
14.
No. What's the board say?
What do you mean no?
The handstand was
I
later.
watched the handstand thing.
I remember he jumped on a chair
I started
once.
watching back after.
There was a chair once. The handstand.
This is the best trivia segment.
Shut up, Bob.
The handstand was 2012, Rob and board and
Oh.
everybody else. It was 2012.
Oh man, you fool me. Yeah. Berto got it. Trauma got it. Daniel got it. A bunch of people. Yeah, that got me because when you said we all marked out watching, I was like, I don't remember watching that one with you.
Well, yeah, I didn't mean with.
Well,
together,
that's why
sorry.
I was like, oh, we were together last
All
week.
right.
Year
Before Rob.
All right. What year did Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind enter the Rumble? If you'll remember, Cactus started the Rumble with Chainsaw Charlie. They were number 1 and 2.
I really wish you'd do multiple choice.
What year did Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind all enter the Rumble? All right, Stevie wrote it down first. Let's see what he's got.
1999?
Rob, what do you got?
I got 2002, Bob.
Brian.
1998.
One friggin' year.
Bob, what do you have?
Boom.
I had they all train Jamie Noble.
Wow,
that's good stuff.
Wow, Uha Nation, Bob.
Noah got it. Noah got it. Berto got it. Green Gold, Mike Smith. Everybody got that one.
All right. Next up. What year did Cena and Batista go over the top rope together, causing there to be a restart, which then Batista would win? Is that Noah?
Jonathan. What's up, Jonathan?
You want to play trivia?
Are you ready?
I don't know.
What am I ready for?
I'm worried.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Are we ready
The
for you to...
Resurrection of the Gavin Stone coming to theaters near you. Please watch it. It's going to be giving an Emmy and an Oscar performance. Thank you.
He's still mocking. He's still pissed about the HBK thing last night.
Sean's hired him to promote.
I love it.
Anyway.
Bobby's still there.
What year did Cena and Batista go over the top rope together, causing the restart? Rob, what do you got?
I put Who Fucking Cares, Bob.
All right. Stevie.
2007.
Wow, we're super close. 2008.
And we were super wrong.
Anybody on Bob, you want to guess or you want to shit on it like Rob is now shitting on it?
This is fucking stupid.
All right, fuck you too. I'll stop going here.
I got it all over the place in the aughts.
All right, 2005 is what we're
Yeah, there
looking
was
for.
a lot of people got 5. So
The
well
1
done.
+ 2 thing I got.
Well done, guys. Well done.
All right, so what year did HBK win via the 2-foot rule? As we all know, 1 foot touched the ground, but both feet have to. And he came back in and knocked the British Bulldog out. What year did that happen? Again, what year did HBK win because of the 2-foot rule? When only one of them touched the ground. He's like
He's got all the good
chalkboard.
dry erase markers over there.
Oh my God, Stevie, what do you got?
1994.
1994 is wrong. Mr. Bryan.
1996. God damn it.
Somebody calling in?
It was Jonathan, but he hung up.
All right, what do you have?
I got 2043.
Nope, that's also wrong.
Shawn Michaels is going to be an
Anybody on the board guessing?
Terminator.
They're guessing I got 95, I got 97, 96, 94. They're all over the place.
Whoever said 95 is correct.
95. Okay, good
Like
job.
1 year
Jan
off.
Estrada Noah.
All right.
Yeah, I can't read his name. I'm sorry, Noah.
Here's a fun one for everybody.
Is
What
it-
year?
Is it really fun?
What year was Ryback the Royal Rumble runner-up? What year
The
was
year of our
Ryback?
Lord, 2013.
We should just mute him.
Somebody's laughing, so no. Enjoy this.
We should mute Brian too while he's fucking writing.
I'm squeezing the life out of my pen.
Apparently.
That's not a
Stevie,
euphemism
what's
for
your
my
guess?
dick either.
2013.
Oh,
Stevie,
I
what did
guessed
you
that
have?
first.
What did you have?
Oh, you did?
I had fucking 2012.
What did you have, Rob?
I have shit, not give.
All right. Fuck you guys. 2 more. I
really?
think. No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2
yeah.
more.
Oh.
3 more. 3 more.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
What year did Brock have to beat the Big Show to enter the Royal Rumble on that same night? Of course, he would go on to win it.
Say that again?
Brock Lesnar had to defeat Big Show in a match. The winner got to enter the Rumble. Brock won it and then entered the Rumble and won it. What year was that? Rob.
What year was that?
What year?
Oh.
All right. Stevie.
2004?
Oh, no, Stevie.
2005.
No.
2006.
No.
7.
2.
8.
4. 2004.
No.
1492.
I
Columbus
was
sailed the
another
ocean
year
blue.
off.
2003. Stevie's always a year off.
Berto got it. Noah got it.
Good
I was
job.
close. I was fucking close.
All right. What year did Triple H return from injury and win the Rumble? He got injured in the Power Trip storyline that nobody else but me loved. And then he came back, I think it was 6 or 7 months after the injury, returned at the Rumble, and won it.
Well, their legs were cut out.
The legs?
Get it?
What?
Of the team? Because his quad.
Oh, give me the fucking, what's your number?
2002.
2002. Is that correct? It is.
Actually, 2003.
Stevie's off by a year. Rob got one.
I got
Good
one.
job.
I got one.
All right, final one.
Yay.
2000 booty.
What year did Sheamus shock the world and win the Royal Rumble? That was the one, to me, the complete last out of left field one. Now Stevie's marker's all dry. You guys need some fucking lube on your
His
side.
marker's been dry for many, many years.
Oh, no, it's not.
The year and then the word fella.
Breaking news.
No, don't. No.
What's the breaking
Don't.
news?
All right.
Now I want to know.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got, Stevie?
2011?
No.
Fella.
Brian?
I had 2009.
No.
Fuck.
Rob?
8.
No.
Fella.
2012 was the
Fella.
correct. 2012.
Fella.
Stevie was off once again by a year. I guess we'll go on to the next segment. Stevie.
Is that what dementia does to you?
Good day, sir. All right, is that what you got, Stevie? Anyway, what's the cheap pop count of the night, Stevie?
1.
1, thank you. And speaking of counts tonight, Bob, Apollo Nation, was on the show. What
He
was the
wasn't able to
report?
smile because he was too busy being hit with a chair.
Also 0?
Yep.
Oh, it's so
Zero.
such a shame.
Zero.
So anybody who watches, real quick speed round here, anybody who watches WWE, I don't know why I came across this article today, but they were talking about drinking games that you can play with wrestling. And one of them was you can just go back and watch Vince McMahon matches where he was announcing them.
You want to do Noah right now?
Sure.
Good timing, Noah.
Noah,
what do you got, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
Don is trying to shut the fuck up.
Thanks, Noah.
Alrighty.
All right. That
Cool.
that was worth the interruption. Go
Yes.
ahead.
Anyway, John Estrada's an A-lister. Don't tell him to shut up. Anyway, what I was saying is there's drinking games. So you can go back when Vince was an announcer, and every time he says, what a maneuver, because he didn't know the maneuver,
Yeah.
you take a shot. Every time you watch a Cole match where he says vintage, you take a shot. If he says vintage Orton, you got to do 2. They're now saying there's a new game with Corey Graves every time he's talking about the Samoan dynasty because he refers to the Usos, Roman, Nia Jax, stuff like that. So I thought it would be fun, and we thought of a game for our Royal Rumble. We're just going to take all the numbers in a hat. Stevie knocks the shit out of.
A bug was attacking me.
But we're going to take all the numbers, and we're just going to draw all the numbers live at the event as we get there to see how many there are. And as each one of our numbers is eliminated, we're going to do a shot. So if I pick number 3, whenever number 3 goes out, I got to do a shot. Rob's got to do one at 4, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
And I'll probably be doing ones in between anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, but we just...
Kofi got thrown against the ropes. Okay, I got to shit. There we go.
Oh, we could do that every time someone, hangs on the bottom rope.
That would be forever.
Superman punches.
Oh, clotheslines. We could do cool kid counts for drinks.
We would so be fucked up.
Anytime
School
Darren
boys.
Young says anything worth listening to, so we probably won't drink.
Yeah, Bob, would that convince you if we were all shit-faced at the anniversary show based on the cool kid count drinking game?
Yeah.
Would that convince you that we're right?
I did 16 shots of Grey Goose because you
No,
did
I don't give a
clothesline.
fuck.
Yeah, you picked clothesline. I picked
Oh,
Spear.
you
I
know
only
you're
got to
drinking
do
anyway.
two.
Yeah, you can only do
Another
two.
one for Corey Graves is every time he says a Japanese name of a move, he says it with super excitement. Every fucking time.
Can I, since I missed last night, can I do kind of a mini Roadies rant right now?
Sure.
Since
You always want to take over the show anyway.
No, well, since we're on the topic, because I wanted to bring this up, and I'm not going to eat crow here. I'm not eating crow. But
Holy shit.
Shut up, Bob. So I was watching an older episode of NXT that I, before I started watching back. Period. And I don't know who out there in podcast land saw this as well, but I watched a Roman Reigns match in NXT, and he was wearing the trunks, and
He had the moves.
I don't know what happened, and maybe I'm hard on him a lot, and I know I am, and maybe it's not all of his fault because when I was watching that match, yes, he still had some of the stereotypical Roman Reigns moves, but he had a better look, he had better charisma, he had a little bit more diverse,
A better character,
diverse moveset. I don't understand what they did to him between there and here, but I didn't even recognize him in that capacity. So if there was once a tolerable Roman Reigns, he is now dead and buried. So I eat no crow.
Believe that.
But it was kind of like, wow, that's kind of fucked up. But anyway, go ahead, dude.
So we're gonna just quickly a couple teases. WrestlingAwards.com. We've already gotten some submissions. We're not going to reveal anything that we've gotten so far in submissions.
Oh, no. That's our Smart Mark Awards.
Oh, sorry, the Smart
Wrestling
Mark
Awards is totally different.
Sorry, I'm confusing the
Yeah.
two. We got two awards to promote. One is ours, is the Smart Mark Awards, where you get to vote for best host, best co-host, best segment, funniest stuff.
WWE stuff.
Yeah, take a look on our pages, and you'll find the links there. But we've already gotten some submissions. We're not going to go over them on the air until the very final results, but definitely some stuff on there that made us, get excited when we read it and stuff, some things that people suggested. Also, we have the Wrestling Awards that we're trying to win for Best New Show is the one we're trying to really push, so please go on there. You can vote once a day, or you can pay some $10 to vote 25 times for us. And, of course, Thursday.
Hey, and you can win prizes, too, I think.
Yeah. Thursday, I want to kick it to Rob and Brian here. Thursday, you got your Takedown show.
Yeah, we do our takedown, our weekly takedown show. We're going to talk about NXT from Wednesday night. Brian, we're probably working on a Spotlight guy. We always do a Spotlight segment.
Yep.
So, yeah, we're basically run down, very smart Mark look at wrestling, not a lot of the potty humor we do here. And, again, teasing coming soon. We have our interviewer, our out in the field correspondent already lined up, ready to go. Coming soon, we will start our indie show, which will be doing some interviews with people. Basically, it came out like, I want to interview this guy, a particular guy that I know. And I'm like, but he won't do our NXT show because he was in NXT, and I don't think he wants his name on a fucking NXT show. So we're going to do this indie show to try to appeal to those who don't want to be associated under WWE's title, and we can expand our audience a little bit. So.
Yeah, it should be some fun. We just got a lot planned, guys. Stick with us after we do our anniversary show. We just got so much going on. The other thing, too, is, Rob, we're going to, I guess.
What?
I'm trying to
What,
think.
Adam?
Use your words.
The tattoo. I am hoping, and I mentioned this earlier, I'm hoping that they somehow announce number 30
Yeah, I know you
before
want
it starts so I can find out who I'm getting. Because, again, I wouldn't mind if they say Taker's 30. I'd be like, okay, I'm cool with that.
I could do a Taker tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they announce, somebody else like Brock, I'm not a big Brock fan. I would hate that. I'd ask you guys to let me get a Jimmy John's tattoo or something instead.
Yeah,
You're the
dick
dude,
on your
Jimmy
chest.
John.
Yeah,
You could get his back
I would
piece.
approve that.
Or Paul Heyman guy or something, just all across my.
Now you got to get the sword pointing up to your mouth like a dick.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm the Jew that runs the crew.
All right.
Don't
You
forget
got to get
that.
the dick on your chest. Sorry.
Dick on your chest. But can I get the micro one? Can I get your dick on my chest? I'll
Wow.
do that.
Yeah, they need
Wow,
to the stomach.
we just had that
It's what the
recorded.
Earth looks like from
awesome.
space. Any event. Anybody else chiming in anything on the board before we go into our final thoughts?
I just want to say, who was it here? We got, I think it was, okay, Daniel Price says, at Rob, he was tolerable as, what was Roman Reigns' name in FCW?
Leaki.
Leaki. So,
Tolerable, though, is a step up.
when I started came back to wrestling, the Shield had was recently onto the main roster. So that's all I've ever known of Roman, just like with Dolph. This is all I've ever known of Dolph, and that's why maybe that's part of the reason why I just despise both of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I agree with you on that. It just is what it is. In a little bit of open thing, I didn't want to, in case anybody was listening earlier, say this, but part of the reason why we put topic 1 in the ingredients was they took your jobs was because now white people are jobbing out on the WWE and the black people and Mexicans aren't even getting matches outside of Kalisto. I just, thought just
yeah, you're going
That's
there,
a
man.
really, really bizarre non sequitur you just went on.
Either it's really bizarre, or it's actually a observation that maybe some people just don't even want to realize.
Yeah, 2 white guys took the pin this week, and the black guys weren't even around. Just saying.
But when you say it like that, you do kind of infer that there is something malicious going on.
Well, we've inferred that forever.
No,
Vince has been accused
American
of
Alpha.
That. And there is a direct correlation between Trump and McMahon now. So
but American Alpha.
I just thought it was funny.
Jason Jordan. I mean, he's got a belt.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's winning.
Well, he's
so
light skinned. He's light skinned, so I guess that's okay.
No, I don't doubt that there is. I don't doubt that there is some bigotry when it comes.
Where's Kira?
I don't doubt there's bigotry when it comes to Vince McMahon himself. I don't think Hunter and Stephanie necessarily. There might be the average white person. I'm embedded with this kind of thinking, but nothing malicious. Vince would be the only one to me that probably might have some hidden malicious kind of. I'm not.
Well, I mean, Ziggler tonight beat up literally the luchador and the African American wrestler. That's it. Those are the 2 guys he's for second straight week.
The definition of a heel
could
turn.
all be it could all be happenstance.
Oh,
man.
maybe it's just part of the heel turn. Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe it's happenstance because of the heel turn. Stevie might be onto that. They want him to hate him.
Look, there's a lot of just like any topic. There's a lot of things you can say to support a lot of things that aren't true. I'm not saying it's not true. I have a lot of things that I could point to say that WWE has a kind of a racist, bigoted side to it, and I just don't want to because we've been doing it for years. And it's like, yeah, okay.
It's that line from Tropic Thunder with Robert Downey Jr. He's like, just because it's a song, don't make it not true.
Yeah.
Something like that. Final thoughts, Brian, why don't you kick us off?
I mean, nothing really kind of coming out of this show that really builds towards Royal Rumble, really anything. I don't know. I mean, I don't really have anything.
All we got was announcing 2 more guys in there. So SmackDown's up to 3 guys.
I will say I'm excited for the Becky Lynch Alexa Bliss cage match for next week. I mean, it'll be the first cage match that
Becky was excited
but
about it.
But don't you think, okay, we got Bayley and Charlotte fighting at the Rumble, and they're basically saying, Alexa and Becky, you're not good enough to go at the Rumble. We're going to do it at a taping. Or a live event.
I think they're saying is they're going to put their best women's match on the Rumble, and they're only going to do 1.
Charlotte is not.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with
Charlotte is
them.
Probably the most talented woman in the.
Dude,
yeah,
I feel
agree.
about Charlotte the way Rob
she
does
doesn't
about
have
Roman.
that booty dough, but
She's got that horse face, though.
She's not. She's
And
ugly.
I'm going to use the
your
time.
final
Yeah,
thought.
yeah. Shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Bob. No, and tune in on Thursday too. Did we figure out a time yet? I know we were thinking about maybe switching it around or not. Or
No, you want to do 3:30?
Sure.
All right.
3:30
Later in the
You
afternoon.
heard it here first.
Yeah, late
Everybody
lunch.
can sleep in.
Late lunch.
Shit.
Rob had
the
to-
kid, my daughter gets home from school at 3:20. So
Oh, she likes to be on it?
I can be like back first. You should read. I can just be like, stay in there and shut the fuck up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Good parenting. Steve, final thought.
I'm going to make a plea to our audience to please follow us on other social media sites like at Marked Out Wrestling on Instagram, and also at Smart Mark Show on Twitter. And if nothing else, you can see a really cool meme that Brian created with Rob,
yes.
featuring Rob.
Rob's insanity.
We
You
want
gotta
to get
check
paid,
that out.
bitch. We need some followers so we get paid, man.
Yeah.
And we'll be filming Facebook Live during Royal Rumble or during the show, reaction.
Yeah, you can
show,
watch
a
us
reel,
get drunk
and that kind of stuff. So
Nice shot.
Did it go in?
I don't know.
All right, that would be a first if
Yeah,
it did.
it did.
Yes, I rule. Bob, your final thought.
The first non-deserving member of the Hall of Fame was inducted in 2009. And I'm not talking about celebrities because fucking none of them belong in there, but actual wrestlers. He was inducted, of course, by Honky Tonk Man, and that was Coco Beware. So with that, fuck you, Coco Beware. You don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
So he was the first to set the bar low, is what you're saying?
He was the first non-deserving. All of my final thoughts leading up to Mania are going to be pointing out people who do not fucking belong in the Hall of Fame.
I like that.
I'll get to Ray Traylor eventually.
Dude, I love the facial
curious.
expressions that what you're doing is causing Rob over here because he knows what you're doing and he doesn't like it.
I don't care.
Well, obviously
Fuck
you
Coco
don't.
Beware.
Look, how many fucking football teams are 32 fucking football teams? How many football teams have there been out through the history of the NFL, professional football? A lot more than that. All right, so and you get players that come in, they have 3-year careers or so, some last longer. You have a massive ocean of people to be picky and choosy about to put into your Hall of Fame for professional football. For the WWE, we don't.
Rob, there are 100 individuals.
Hold
There are
on
a
and
bunch of crews,
let him
but there's
finish his
100
thought. Let him
individuals,
finish
and
his
one
thought.
of those people was
Mute his
Coco
ass.
Beware.
Look, I'm not arguing with you about Coco Beware. I agree.
You're a big fan, I know.
Oh my fucking God! I'm agreeing with you, you fucking asshole. What I'm saying to you
told
is,
you to mute him.
What I'm saying to you is the pool, the talent pool, is not as wide, not as deep in WWE. Yes, there are some people that, if you look, but they weren't fucking standout, awesome career people. They were kind of characters in the '80s. Yeah, but you know what? There's not much to choose from. So where I don't think Coco Beware has the body of work to deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what? When I think back to the '80s. He's one of the first names that pops into my head.
Because we were a kid and he
Coco
had a bird.
went in before Randy Savage.
Look, I'm not arguing that with you, Bob.
I don't understand why you're so defensive about Coco Beware.
Roddy Piper.
Fuck are you
Big
talking?
boss man. Go.
Move on. Next fucking.
All right, so that was Bob's final thought. Oh, Rob, you and the board.
All right, my final thought is, and just to echo what I said earlier, this Rumble, WWE, don't do too much, man. You're doing it just fine right now. We were excited about the Royal Rumble. We were excited about the implications it may have on Mania, whether we're going or not. All right, WWE, pump the brakes a little bit. Don't start doing stupid shit from creative. Or Vince is like, I got an idea. Let's put a fucking guy in a chicken suit and make him fight fucking Cena. No, I mean, just don't do stupid shit.
Let's have Goldberg and Lesnar in there at once and send James Ellsworth out as the next guy. That's going to happen.
Yeah, let's pull it back just a hair. Don't get stupid. We are all on the edge of our seats wondering what's going to happen.
They can play catch
All
with him.
Ellsworth would be number 30.
All right, final thoughts on the
God.
board. John Estrada, Noah officially tapped out of the nation of Trollation and has to retire. Noah, final thoughts. I'm getting more and more excited for Royal Rumble every week. My list on Bob is coming next week. Marry me, Becky, and good night. Let's see if any other. Usually, here we go. Final thought. Upload test always has a good one. Adam might have permanent spinal damage, have his stomach pumped from alcohol poisoning, a failed liver, and have Sarah Undertaker neck tattoo. He'll be a quadruple.
Would I be allowed to put my daughter's name there?
You'll be a quadruple.
No, I just like the assumption that if you get a tattoo, it has to be the worst version of what it could be.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, oh, if it's Cena, you have to get the Chain Gang, and he's like, if it's Taker, you have to get Sarah.
No.
All right.
I'd rather the Jimmy John's Brock Lesnar one.
Trauma Caspian. Ric Flair has only wrestled 613 matches in his career. Cena has wrestled 1,291. I don't think that matters. That doesn't matter.
No, that doesn't matter.
Especially when half of them look like they did tonight. You know.
Yeah. Cena looks. Let me say this. Cena has done, and I'm not trying to. It's the era he grew up in, but Cena has done 5, 15. On the occasion, the longer matches. Produced matches, set the TV time.
Ric Flair was the king of the Iron Man.
Ric Flair did tons of Iron Man matches, but he also wrestled in a day where these guys put on true shows and performances that told stories where you don't get that as much anymore.
And they had to sell on a marquee, not on a commercial.
Exactly. You had to get people
Ric
out.
Flair wrestled in a
ring,
time when
yeah.
he did 7-day weeks where he did 8 shows a week,
Right.
2 on Sundays.
And these weren't little short 5-minute matches. These were decent fucking.
No, these were hour-long Broadway.
Broadways, yep.
Yeah, he would build companies on them, basically.
Yeah, have y'all ever heard the term every day of the week and twice on Sunday?
Yeah.
It's an old Carney term that directly came from pro wrestling.
From Ric Flair? Or wait, no,
Not
Steve,
from
you
Ric
before
Flair,
that.
that's a bit
No,
different.
I
sorry.
wrote that.
My bad, Stevie. You said that. I forgot. You originated that one back in Carney days.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Your pre-German porn days. Anything else on the board?
Everybody's just kind of being cool.
Last night it was kind of weird. Here's the thing. My final thought. SmackDown. You gave us 2 good episodes in a row. You kind of spoiled us. And now we kind of got shit. Like, I know we got Baron Corbin and Cena was hyped. It didn't deliver. The Alpha and Wyatt rematch was a little better ending than the first time around, but was still just as garbage in the grand sense of it. better what happened after the match in both senses than what actually happened when the bell to bell or whatever you want to call it. I'm wondering why they can't get on consistently. Now I get it. Not every show can be a diamond because you got to have some turds so that those diamonds stand out. But I feel like they could still give us a little bit of better effort. It felt like the prior week we were setting up these TV rivalries for Raw and SmackDown to carry us through for the next 4 weeks until we get to that pay-per-view. They're not there now. How did they get rid of all of those in 1 week? These TV rivalries we thought were going to happen are gone right away. I can only think of Cesaro and the Club as the only one they're kind of keeping going.
Yeah.
Where are the Usos?
Yeah,
Where are
they
the
disappeared.
Vaudevillains? Mojo Riley, sorry, your partner got hurt,
The
so you're not.
Ascension?
Yeah, you're gone.
I thought they were
Ascension.
getting pushed, but not
Yeah,
really.
Shining Stars, Golden Truth. I could
shows.
I could list you 25 guys that were not on this week, and I'm not saying that they needed to be on either show. I'm just saying what are they doing? They've got the talent that they're not using in any capacity. What's the board say, Rob?
Noah did an interesting one here, and we've probably talked about it amongst ourselves before, and I figured we're making good time tonight, and we're about to close out. So if you want to go around the table real quick, Noah's saying Mount Rushmore of wrestling, and he's saying Hogan, Flair, Stone Cold, and Taker for him. I don't know if maybe you want to run around the table real quick.
Is that something
I
everybody
was
could
just
do
thought
quickly?
about that recently, and I almost want to creep Jericho in that top 4.
He's
of
definitely
Mount
worth a
Rushmore.
discussion.
He's now got every belt added
especially
to
after
his
he won
resume.
the U.S. title last night to give the Grand Slam.
I think he deserves. Honestly, Stone Cold may have a bigger impact. Might have had a bigger impact in what they needed to do at the time. But if you compare, Jericho, I think goes above Stone Cold on that.
Yeah, and Ric Flair would be obviously.
Well,
on
Flair's
too.
obvious. Hogan is obvious in my mind. Taker's is really close to obvious.
Mine would be for me that again I have a personal tie to, but arguably you could put anyone on any one of these I think on the list. But my 4 are Angle, Michaels, Hunter, and AJ.
Yeah,
that would be my
AJ Styles really.
Oh, AJ Styles, man, I remember why I got into TNA was because of what he was doing in the beginning, and he is it's rejuvenated to me again what he's doing now because I didn't really watch during his Fortune run and stuff as a heel. So I kind of missed that stuff. I'm liking this again. What do you got, Brian?
Off the top of my head, I'd have to go with Ric Flair, Stone Cold, Undertaker,
and Hogan.
No, the last one might surprise you.
Terry Funk.
No.
Oh.
CM Punk.
Oh.
And the reasoning why, just because of how he did change the business, I almost kind of see him as a martyr for what he did. And I don't think that he necessarily sees himself that way. But the fact that
Vince
he was
to look at the indies?
Yes,
differently?
exactly. I think that the fact that he was one of
to-
the bigger guys from Ring of Honor to kind of come over and jump to WWE,
legit-
and he also broke the mold as far as tattooed guy, not really looking like the prototypical superstar.
It's
so
a legitimate point.
Yeah.
Undersized guy, carries the weight of the company. Great point. What would you have, Stevie?
Oh, I already did mine.
You
Oh,
did it.
sorry.
Rob.
Rob, what's your name?
Okay, so
Why do you think when I say Rob, I say Bob? Hold on. Rob, go.
motherfucker, they sound a lot alike.
They do sound quite.
Yeah, you guys kind of look quite alike.
I would go.
One of you lose weight.
I would go Hogan, and Flair. Obviously, are two obvious ones. God, this is a really. If you really think about it, I'm not sold on Hunter, but I see the argument for him.
Same with like what Brian said about Punk and changing the business. Like Hunter literally went from wrestler to head of the game.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could just do the 4 Horsemen. I'd be done.
Yeah.
And Wahoo.
Wahoo.
I want to say maybe San Martino should go on there, but he was very It was very territorial, very regional with him. Dusty has an argument too. I don't know. I have to think about this one more.
Okay. Bob, now you can go.
For
Bob with a B.
me, I'll probably go with the archetypes. I'll go with
Antonio Inoki.
the change in business being Hogan, the pretty boy style of Flair, the savage gentleman of Harley Race, and probably the down and dirty gritty style of Dusty Rhodes.
Don't you snap at me. I heard those snaps.
Upload test.
The American Dream.
Upload test for Rob. According to CageMatch.net, Ric Flair wrestled in 3,772 matches with 1,595 wins, 1,385 losses, 292 draws. So that's a lot of draws.
Yeah, so
That's going to be
600.
televised.
Yes.
There's no way that includes the Carney days.
Yeah, I don't know. The other thing, since you kind of brought up that at the end there, Bob, there is some. I mean, you can make an argument for pretty much everybody that kind of changed the business, that kind of did something in there. When you said Dusty Rhodes, all I could think about is I just watched that Heyman DVD recently, but he does a perfect Dusty impersonation.
Yeah.
It is uncanny how good he is.
I mean, if you look at background influence, I mean, you could have arguments for Gorilla Monsoon.
You could have arguments for Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, in that
absolutely.
capacity. Yeah.
You know,
Bobby Heenan.
You know, Paul Heyman had
Adam
the
and I
best
have had
mentors
multiple
ever.
arguments
J.J.
about
Dillon.
the importance of Harley Race.
I don't take anything away from Harley Race. I just don't know him as well as you probably do.
And that's my big thing, Bob, is I literally know nothing about Harley Race. So whenever you bring him up, I'm like, he was king.
Legit badass.
Yep. He has a knee move that Hunter stole. And there's
he
the
is-
extent of my knowledge.
Hunter is everybody wants to associate Hunter with Ric Flair. Hunter's style is taken directly from Harley.
No,
Race.
I completely agree
He
with Bob.
emulates him completely.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, when he was the Blue Blood, when he debuted, that was Harley Race.
But look, he may have changed his gimmick from the Blue Blood, but his Hunter is still who the Blue Blood was.
The ring style.
The ring style. It's exactly who that was.
I agree.
Minus the curtsy.
Yeah.
The violent gentleman, yeah.
God, that goddamn curtsy. and sometimes where he would wear the pants where his ankle would stick out like Capri style, I'm like, what the hell are you wearing, Hunter? Oh, God.
Rob has often said he's no Coco Beware.
Oh, my
he's okay.
God.
You are beating a dead horse lately just with the...
Why are you so mad about people talking about Coco?
We're not.
You know what? I
We're
apologize.
mad.
I'll never bring him up again.
We know what you're doing,
Clearly
Bob.
too emotionally involved.
No,
in this.
we know what you're doing. You're trying to go back to the big boss man Roddy Piper argument and who deserves to be in the hall and all the... There are tons of people that don't deserve to be in there that are in there. Fucking
And just don't say
the
Coco. 'cause
entire
Rob gets all
celebrity
angry about
wing.
it.
The entire celebrity wing.
Coco
I'm not even talking about Trump. I'm talking the entire celebrity wing does not need to be in there.
Does
I'm
not
sorry.
belong in there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's garbage.
they all had one memorable appearance, with the exception of Pete Rose, who had several jobs to a fucking Kane, the monster. He just wants to get chokeslammed.
If you're going to argue that there's a celebrity that belongs in, Pete Rose of the ones that are in are the only ones that belong in.
Andy Kaufman.
Maybe Mr. T. Maybe Mr.
No,
T.
I don't think Andy Kaufman's in it.
He's not.
He's not.
How
He should be in there because he would be up there with Pete Rose level. At least he contributed enough over time.
There has to be a reason why,
but
because
once
he would have
again,
been in.
that forces you to acknowledge.
they have
Memphis
Liberace
wrestling
in there,
doing
I
I was about to say
something.
Liberace and Cyndi
But
Lauper.
Davey Boy Smith is not.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many guys
good
that are
points,
not that should be in there. So many. There's a lot of hearts that aren't in there.
I'm sorry.
Owen's not in
Coco's
there.
got a start in
Owen
Memphis.
Hart, of course.
I'll just say Owen Hart should be in because he died for the industry. That should be an automatic
He died in
no
the
argument.
industry.
For
No.
it and end it. Well, that's fine. I know you disagree, Bob, because you do everything. And Coco, I don't give a shit about Coco. Honestly, I don't think he should be in it, but fuck it, I don't care.
Hey, Rob.
It doesn't piss me off that Coco.
I think we
Beware's
should
in
bring back the Rob versus Bob.
But
Rob and Brian.
Big Boss Man is in the Hall of Fame, and he fucking deserves to be there.
Robin,
Except he doesn't.
Rob
It's okay.
and Brian, I figured it out.
What's that?
You know what Bob is? Bob is the upside down version of Rob.
The Bizarro World Rob.
No, it's from Stranger Things. He's the upside down. When you go to the upside down and meet Rob there, it's Bob, and he hates everything that Rob likes in the real world, and vice versa. And they're just complete opposites. Like they shave. Like one will have a handlebar mustache, so the other has to have the beard chin strap because they can't even have the
thing
same
is,
facial hair.
I've just been a wrestling fan since probably since I could watch TV. Like I've been
Okay, us
watching
too.
it that long. It's
Me
just,
too.
I have very strict taste.
Okay, well that's fine.
I've been
Have
watching
them.
it since WrestleMania
Coco
1.
does not belong in that.
Okay, fine. Even Upload Test saying Hall of Fame is for mid-carders, jobbers, and managers too. Hey, Bob, let me ask you a question.
Wait, no, Upload Test can wait. I don't want you to steamroll his comment because he said it the other night and we kind of steamrolled it. He's saying, Upload Test is saying that there is a main eventer level of Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Then there are mid-carders that get in
Sure.
because they were great mid-carders. And I agree with that. If you were a Hall of Fame mid-carder like the Honky Tonk Man, then you deserve to be in there.
I think that the Brooklyn Brawler has every right to be in the Hall of Fame.
he's up there.
Brooklyn Brawler absolutely belongs in.
Wow, you agree?
his logic.
Holy shit. Wait, mark what down Put
And
a
who's the other
timestamp
guy?
on
Barry
there.
Horowitz.
12:31.
Barry Horowitz.
Bruiser Brody.
Barry Horowitz should be in the fucking Hall of Fame before Big Boss Man and Coco Beware.
Barry Horowitz.
Wait. Okay. You know what this is? Your hatred, Rob, for Roman, and my hatred for Charlotte. Bob just, for whatever reason, has a hatred for the Big Boss Man. No, there's
And
some.
Demolition.
Yeah, there's
no,
just.
Were you
there's
locked
a
up in
lot of
Cobb County,
wrestlers
Georgia?
Like that,
there,
that I just have fucking disdain
Dude,
for.
he got pulled over by a Cobb County sheriff, and
That's
you
right.
know,
People
now
mistakenly
we
refer to
you
as
got
great.
deloused. You know, I got you.
Yeah.
I got you. Bob's
Sam
got
Barbara.
something traumatic.
Can I get a liter of cola?
Yeah, a liter cola. Do we do
I
that?
was not a fan of character actor fat guy.
Because you wanted the role.
No, it was a dumb. He was only on top of the industry for maybe 6 months. And people think it's a 20-year thing, and it's not.
It's not about being on.
Is he talking about Boss
majority of his
Yes.
career?
It's not.
If Bob was adopted, I would think like Big Boss Man was his dad that abandoned
It's
him. Is how
not.
much his hatred is here.
It's not about being on top, Bob. He had a long, storied career.
Yep.
I actually,
Storied. It was the same story over and over again.
Listen to
Except
me.
for the time
Dude,
he
he
became a
changed into
dog to
black.
somebody.
After we had our last little fucking spat about this, I went. I fucking said, you know what? If I'm gonna argue with him on this, let me fucking educate myself. And I went and I looked up all the shit on Big Boss Man's history, all of his accomplishments, his fucking career. And you know what? His career stands the test of time. It does. People who are wrestling fans today who didn't even watch know who the Big Boss Man was, and that is the point of a Hall of Fame. You are famous enough that you should be in the Hall because you made that big of an impact on the industry, whether you were a champion or not.
He's right.
No. My stance is nobody references Big Boss Man as one of those workers that inspired the business. Big Boss Man was a worker. He showed up and he did the same fucking gimmick day in and day
So
out.
does Rick Flair. I mean, you could say that about anyone.
Thank you. I just
Gimmicks
want.
are gimmicks.
I don't mind if Brian or somebody else enters in the argument. I'm tired of hearing you guys argue the same damn shit. You even sometimes bring up the same points, and when you guys both finally bring up a new point, you're not even listening to each other on it. It's just this is like. Oh, I'd rather just fight with like a sibling I didn't have and just make them up and just fight with them.
Coco beware, Bob.
Berto,
Coco
don't
beware.
you put that fucking name on my chat board.
What did Berto say?
He's putting a certain
Jeff
name.
Jarrett?
No, a different one. Just move on.
Oh,
Just don't reference that motherfucker on my board.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
that fucking guy get fucking paid.
Who, the Zim?
No.
No.
You know Rob loves the Zim.
What is he? He's on the board.
Zim's my dog.
Zim's on the board. Yeah.
Who signed off and
Yeah.
then signed back on? It's
Yeah.
somebody on that fucking board.
Dude, by the way, Zim, he is, one of Rob's theories to take on Taker at Mania.
Could be.
Yeah, he's one of the 11 or 12 he was talking about.
No, wrong.
No, it's WrestleMania is a secret dark match main event. It's going to be the Zim versus Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll be great.
Intergalactic Championship.
Chris Benoit's special guest ref.
Well, they're pulling some old names. IRS. I wouldn't put.
Yeah, there's a ton of people that could be discussed if you go that route. In any event, we got nothing else to go. We kind of wrapped this up quickly because there wasn't much to talk about tonight on the show. We tried to have some good marked out conversations, though. Besides that, I did my best to separate Rob and Bob when needed. Stevie, you just laughed the whole night at everything the two of them were arguing about. Stevie was just
I find it amusing.
Yeah, like you were watching a TV show or something over there.
I am.
Brian, glad to have you back. Missed you yesterday.
Glad to be here, man.
We missed you, man.
It feels great to be
I
back.
wasn't here either.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, but I did not miss Rob. I missed you.
Yes.
Wow.
So,
well, wait. No, wait. Hold
No?
on. Let me pull my
He's
phone.
gonna mute you.
Let me pull my phone up here. Adam's text to me last night while I was in the hospital was hashtag we can't do this without you, Rob.
Oh no, that was
See,
a
he
typo.
does have a heart.
No, that was a typo. That was supposed to be Stevie Medina and I were supposed to say we can do this without you.
Oh.
Well, before we sign off,
we got a caller. Who we got on the line?
Hey, it's John Estrada. What's up, guys?
Hey, John.
Hey, man. Can we just agree that the whatever the pre-qualifications, the qualifications for the Hall of Fame are just inconsistent all across? We could just agree there, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, Coco Beware, I guess he was just a memorable character to me. But if you look him up, he's got a long, prestigious history with wrestling in general, not just WWE. Then you take a guy
His
like Daniel
entire
Bryan.
history is either Memphis
Bob,
or
let him finish.
New York.
Let him finish. We heard your
John,
point of view.
Let John make a point.
Well, I mean, kind of like following on Bob's point, though, which is, he has like an outside history, and then some of these wrestlers have like their indie history. You know, like Daniel Bryan, he's been in a few promotions and did his 3, 4, 5, 6 years in WWE, not too long.
So you're saying that
So-
Coco Beware should be in a wrestling Hall of Fame, but not WWE, is what you're kind of saying. Is that right?
Pretty much. I mean, it's so inconsistent that at this point they could just let whoever the fuck they want.
Vince
in there
owns
and
everything.
just
I'm about to
say,
say,
they made a point.
If the question here, like Steve just said, if Vince owns the rights to pretty much every old territory and every old promotion, which he basically fucking does, then doesn't that give them
That's how the Von Erichs got in. When you put the Von Erich family in a few years ago,
That's
the
why
same thing. He had just
Wahoo's
acquired
qualified.
AWA.
old AWA guys can go in because Vince owns AWA.
So maybe that's
I
why Kaufman's
suppose,
not
but-
in there, because he doesn't own Memphis Championship Wrestling, and that's where Kaufman did a lot of work.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, he, I mean,
Right.
yeah,
But
he
then
won't
there's
put
an
Jerry
argument
Jarrett
there
in.
too, where there's a lot of times where they don't mention the other titles and other promotions they've been in because like that's who they're going up against currently, and then magically he owns it 10, 20 years down the line, and now they're able to.
Well, yeah, especially because he wanted to put the guys like marquee names like Sting in, because now there's a reason for these WCW people to come out of the woodwork and show up at a WWE Hall of Fame event.
Yeah. No, John, you're right, man. I mean, it is inconsistent, and it's obviously not a science. And people always say, the voters and first ballot. There's no ballots here.
I still like the way Upload Test explains it. It's the only logic that I can explain, that makes any sense to it. But Estrada, don't you think also that the class has become where they're going to put like a faction or a tag team in every year? They're going to put somebody that's foreign from a different territory. Sorry, I'm not meaning this bad this time, Bob. Like Antonio Inoki, and they're going to put some other legend.
categorizing.
Sure. Right, they're going to put a WCW legend in. That's what DDP is potentially going to be this year to fill in. It's like we need a guy to fill this spot. Who's our girl? We're going to put in.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a girl.
Even an executive level type.
Yeah,
thing
it's
sometimes.
formulaic.
Yeah.
Right, a manager.
Do you remember who they put in last year? Who the woman was last year? I just want to see if you guys remember who the female was last year.
Jacqueline. Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Jacqueline.
It was Sting and a bunch of shit last year. I mean,
I think
last year was one of the worst.
Godfather.
classes, period.
I agree.
Yeah.
It was. I think Jacqueline paid her dues enough to get the mention in there.
No,
it's
unless
really
she
just
did it on all fours.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a popularity contest.
She was a good territory worker that got a shot at the wrong time period. She was known more for her tits than her talent.
Well, and they showed in UK.
They were huge.
I think the Hall of Fame is more of just another creative product. That's all it is. There's creative involved in that.
They're trying to sell it, and if they do it once a year, they can do it. I mean, I'm not against it. Maybe we'll get a ton of answers when we go to it.
Yeah.
So
I don't
we'll
know.
see what happens.
We're going to see the first building. Hey, John Estrada, man, thanks for calling, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Call
no
out your
problem. You guys have a good
A-lister.
night.
He's
too,
not
bud.
here tonight.
A-lister.
Yeah,
All
there
right,
you go.
man. All right.
Appreciate you.
I hated your votes.
All right, yeah. Keep voting for me. Shit on Rob, all that jazz. In any event, tune in next week. Same Smark time, same Smark channel.
I'll catch you on the flip side.
SmackDown Podcast is recorded, edited, distributed, and marketed at U-Record Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information on optimizing your podcast for increased listenership, check out U-Record on Facebook, Twitter, and email sales@urecordstudios.com or visit the website www.urecordstudios.com.
Yes! 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 Yes!
You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.